What is up, my dudes? My name is Jugglebear. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing episode 2 of Tiny Bunny. I guess you would describe it as like a visual novel horror game, with like Russian folklore roots, I guess. It's really interesting. It's spooky. But we're gonna jump in. It's episode 2, Time to Play with You. Oh, okay. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out to the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Olia. Did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry. Faster, faster! I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between floorboards. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was good as of somebody being led up the scaffold toward a guillotine. Jesus, he's pretty dark for like an 11-year-old. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on 2 floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. Darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I can't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. The sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. Cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate and invited me into my new life toward dubious adventures. And tagged along like an old buddy pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pines threw out covered a third of the clearing. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin fire break, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. A snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Jesus Christ. This poor kid. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Oh, hello, Grandma. Or can they? A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. Felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger. As if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. Ooh. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. You snap your neck? What happened? A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail will shrink, clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports bathed in a spring, tarry and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. Like out. Trying to think of how you would snort to catch your breath, like, I guess. I don't know. What my brain processes. Anyway, the thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illuminated by sparse lamplights. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game, where you need to be the first to proclaim, "I'm protected." It's just in case... What is this? Stop blinking at me. It's just in this case that protection was flimsy at best, with darkness writhing outside its bounds. And I noticed something remarkably eerie. Okay, that sound in my ears is not... I don't need that. In a place where the light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. Nom, nom, nom. It almost felt like its features deterred light, its unnatural pose instilled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. But the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. Oh, cool. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here, between the forest and the dormant village? Will you say something, dummy? A cat got your tongue? All right, I'll bite off your nose then. That'll teach you not to poke it in places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. Cool! From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask. It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face. I was just... going to school and then you... What about me? Never seen a fox feed a dog? And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably. Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird.
Значит, не хотел. Ну-ну.
So you didn't mean to, huh?
Как тебя зовут?
What's your name?
Меня Антон,
I'm Anton.
а тебя?
And you?
А меня нет.
And I'm not. She's weird. Definitely has a couple loose screws. But she has a nice voice. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking
Ты
fox.
здесь живешь?
Do you live around here?
В поселке?
In the village? The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard the hem of her coat lifted up.
Нет, глупый.
No, dummy.
Лисы не живут в поселках.
Foxes don't live in villages.
Хочешь сказать, ты живешь в лесу?
So you live in the forest, then?
Из какой норы ты вылез?
Have you been living under a rock?
Конечно. Лисам среди людей не выжить.
It's obvious the foxes can't survive anywhere near humans,
Пока они лисы.
as long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask, paper mache'd with fur glued onto it. A dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge, cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. He called it a gift from the bunny. The stray strolled toward me with mincing footsteps, with a pleading look in its eyes. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry.
Зачем ты так вырядилась с утра пораньше?
Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning?
На утренник идешь?
Going to a costume party? The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. A moment of hesitation and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. Couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask.
Видел бы ты свою маску, сладенький.
I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Sweet. Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed, went red up to my hair roots. I'd seen a fox in a zoo once when we went there with Dad. It had patchy fur, was gray and skinny. This girl was a fiery color and furry, just like in fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog's treat stumbled upon some soft, crumpled object.
Ничего.
You'll see.
Скоро проснутся настоящие звери.
The real beasts will wake up soon.
Спроси-ка лучше у них, где они взяли свои человеческие лица.
You should ask them where they got their human faces. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow while getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. Still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. Did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know.
Ты в школу идешь?
So, are you going to school?
Ах, ну какой же дурачок!
Oh my, you are a real dummy.
Так ничего и не понял.
Don't you get it? Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me, calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog.
А ты чего обзываешься?
Why are you so mean?
Не хочешь отвечать? Пожалуйста.
Don't answer if you don't want to.
Никто не требует.
Not like I care. Still, something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn.
Ой, да не дуйся.
Oh, stop pouting.
Гляди-ка лучше.
Look here.
Ты нравишься Жульке.
Zulka took a liking to you. The dog was digging through the snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. Fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house, at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light.
И не только ей.
And maybe someone else, too. I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. She's still talking about herself or someone else. I hoped that semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking,
Кому еще я нравлюсь?
and who's that person? I waited, counting my heartbeat. Fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. Stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. Maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep? A certain missing boy immediately came to mind.
Эй, ты знаешь что-нибудь про Вову?
Hey, do you know anything about Vova? I imagined the scene, silhouettes dancing in the clearing. The dance on the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday when our parents promised to take me and Olya to Disneyland in Paris. Oh, fuck yeah. Sorry, my back's pissing me off. But instead of a long-anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console, visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything, gather everybody I love, and take them to Disneyland.
В ночь, когда пропал Вова, я, кажется, видел, как кто-то похожий на тебя плясал под моим окном.
On the night Vova disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. Couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out.
А что? Ты тогда испугался?
Oh, that got you worried?
За себя или кого-то еще?
For yourself or for someone else? Olya! As soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened. Cold sweat streamed down my spine.
Ну так слушай меня внимательно, мальчик по имени Антон.
Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton.
Это большой и страшный лес.
This is a big and scary forest. Fox Girl stepped forward menacingly.
И я
Menacingly!
единственный его обитатель.
And I'm not its only tenant.
Другие звери уже знают о тебе.
The other beasts already know about you.
Берегись нас. Этой ночью
Beware,
опять придем.
we'll come again tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking.
Пока ты со своей семьей будешь спать, подкрадемся близко-близко.
When you and your parents
Станцуем.
When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance.
Макарену!
Macarena.
Чё?
Huh?
Эй, Макарена!
Me too, buddy.
У тебя прямо челюсть отвисла, Антоша!
Look at you, your mouth is agape, Antosha.
Видел он меня ночью у своего окна? Ага, как же!
He saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right.
А ты случаем не местный дурачок, нет?
Are you by any chance a dimwit?
Меня не отпускают гулять так поздно.
Nobody would let me go outside that late.
Здесь, знаешь ли, дети пропадают.
Children go missing here, you know. touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. Bleh. She got me scared to death.
Ой, да не тереби ты окуляры свои.
Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses?
Я раньше тоже близорукой была.
I was also nearsighted once. Ha, nearsighted's for losers.
Лучше послушай меня. Может быть, ума наберешься.
Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter.
Лисичку как обычно называют?
Remember, what do they call foxes?
Плутовка?
Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her.
Ох ты ж! Да как ты меня?
Hey, what did you...
Ой, прости.
I'm sorry. Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells.
Да шучу я!
Just pulling your leg.
Конечно, плутовкой.
Of course we're cunning.
Если ты ловкий и смелый, не боишься с плутовкой водиться, я, так и быть, помогу разыскать этого Вову.
If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help you look for your vulva. Your vulva. Vulva!
Ты же неспроста его ищешь, да?
She's gonna help this kid find their vulva. Jesus Christ. The name is just too close. There's a reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming.
Знаю, почему дети повадились соваться в наш лес.
I know why children have been swarming our forest recently.
Порой там можно найти много всякого интересного.
Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there.
Я вот однажды нашла целый сугроб конфет и купалась в нем, да так что челюсть слиплась.
One day, I saw a huge pile of candy once, and I swam in it until my jaws cramped. What does that mean? A pile of candy? Couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. Showed her another smile, a fake one this time.
Смотрите-ка, какой недоверчивый.
Boo, so wary.
Ну-ну, а что ты на это скажешь?
Well, what will you say to this, then? She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold at markets or in kiosks. I saw my favorite bubble gum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasures. A familiar name was on it, Turbo. Triangular fox face poked her nose toward me.
Угощайся,
Take some.
у меня их полные карманы.
My pockets are full of these. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I accepted the treat, and catching a whiff of the girl's smell, fur, fireworks, and citrus, the smell of holidays. My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils and something else, something unfamiliar, but pleasant. Fruity cube ended up in my mouth. I started moving my molars, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. Couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert. I looked at a Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned.
Это же... Это...
This is...
Теперь понял, что можно найти в лесу.
Now do you see what can be found in the forest?
Только на твоем месте я бы туда в одиночку не ходила.
Still, I wouldn't go there alone if I were you.
Тебе вон от жвачки в забу дыханье сперла.
You get so flustered over simple bubblegum after all.
А представляешь, что с тобой будет, если найдешь чемодан таких фантиков?
Imagine what would happen if you found a travel case worth of these.
Голову напрочь снесет. И пиши пропало.
It'll surely blow your mind. Unusual treats. Just like everything else about her. Carefully hid the insert in my bag as if I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. Fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway, or she'll just lie. Really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl.
Может, Вова тоже нашел сугроб сладостей и теперь кувыркается в нем?
What if Vova also found a snow pile of sweets and is now rolling in it?
Слушай, вдруг он решил остаться в лесу?
Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest?
Тогда, наверное, ему очень холодно в одной варежке.
He must be so cold without his second mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. Trees behind me creaked with their bony branches.
Или с ним что-то случилось в пути.
Or what if something happened to him along the way?
Что-то страшное.
Something terrible. Forest reacted to her words, became alive, sniffed me out, perking up its ears just like a curious beast. Fox girl pierced me with her eyes again.
Дикие звери?
Wild beasts?
Это, по-твоему, страшно?
You find that scary?
Ну, не знаю.
Well, I don't know.
Не знает.
He doesn't know.
Уж не с двоечником ли я подружилась?
Oh my, have I befriended a dunce? Didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded
Я
nice.
хорошист.
My grades are good.
Бел да пушист.
Really now.
Пойдешь со мной, хорошист Антон?
Will you come with me, good grades Anton?
Найдем твоего Вову и сам его спросишь, что он нашел в этой пуще.
We'll find your Vova, and you'll be able to ask him what he found deep in the forest.
Ведь пока мы вместе, никто тебя в лесу не тронет.
As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest.
Вот увидишь.
You'll see. Worms of worry writhed in my belly. Better run, whispered my
Я
mind.
тебе не верю.
I don't believe you.
Ты думаешь, я врунья?
Do you take me for a liar?
Да и пожалуйста, мне никогда никто не верит.
Whatever, you're just like everyone else. The girl sounded hurt, although I don't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. The gum felt bitter now. Remember my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me.
Не обижайся, пожалуйста.
Please, don't get mad.
Лисы бывают и добрыми.
Foxes can also be nice,
Ну, как в сказках.
like in fairy tales.
Мне бы только понять, что ты за лиса.
I just need to know what kind of fox you are. The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands.
Тогда пойдем со мной в лес, и ты все обо мне узнаешь.
Then follow me into the forest and you'll get to know me.
Но не сейчас, а когда рассветет. А то тебя, бедного, всего аж потряхивает.
But not right now, when it gets bright. I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing.
Да выгляди, кондрашка хватит.
I don't want you to have a stroke.
Ай да, провожу тебя до школы.
Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me.
Ну, если тебе по пути...
Well, if we're going in the same direction. We went toward the school and the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of the houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind curtains, dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of gray smoke rose from chimneys, TVs bustled and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I walked in the left one and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence.
Так как тебя зовут?
So, what's your name?
А, ну конечно.
Here it comes.
Имена, имена, имена.
Names, names, names.
Людям непременно надо вешать ярлыки на все подряд.
You people always need to put labels on everything.
Ну и как бы ты
What name would you give a fox like me?
Даже не знаю.
I don't know.
Но я читал про лису по имени Алиса.
But I've read about Elisa the fox.
А что?
You know what?
Я не против.
I don't mind.
Пусть будет Алиса.
I'll be Elisa. Couldn't understand if she was joking or not. Turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog, from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. School's outline was already in our sight. Giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Why are there a bunch of adults? He's not in high school. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with Mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at that time. Empty corridors that smelled of polish, puffy snow outside. Second time I came alone to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last of hopes for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and teeth yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion.
После уроков жду тебя на заднем дворе.
I'll wait for you at the backyard after school.
Возле повешенного.
Near the hanged man.
Возле кого?
Near what? She just ignored my question.
Не опаздывай.
Don't be late. I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again, Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Thinking about Mom helped me
Я
reply.
после школы сразу домой.
I'm going straight home after school.
Эх, Антоша, Антоша. Это я тебя так просто отпустила.
Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook.
Другие же незаметно подкрадутся со своими улыбочками и вцепятся. Клещами не оторвешь.
But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off as easily.
Попомни мои слова.
Remember my words. The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this?
Антоха!
Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran toward the spring. The darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, toward the cutlets and dough, toward the light raining down onto the snow. Could hear muffled voices behind the doors, saw blinking lamps. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space, like a lonely, lost spaceship. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There's a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. Vova Machikin, 10 years old, grade 4, left his home on January the 5th around 1600 and never returned. Was last seen at the bridge over the Smorodina River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hood, a black wool cap, a scarf, and mittens with green stripes. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him. Child missing. Vova Machikin. That was his name. A 4th grader. On that grainy print, Vova looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could that be the darkness dwelling deep in the forest, invading his pores and mutilated his face? Plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window. Took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children, in groups of few. Why? Games that I have to read out loud make me yawn, and it drives me nuts. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme.
Для медведя, для лисы, зайчик кушать принеси.
For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I turned my head towards them, trying to get a better look at their features, but then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. Female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. The girl was trailing her every step. She's so cute. She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. She was probably a class rep since she was carrying an attendance register book.
Екатерина, возьми, пожалуйста.
Ekaterina, take this, please. Teacher opened the classroom door and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Out of all of them, a tall redhead fat boy. Sorry. Out of all of them, a tall redhead fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the insides of a pomegranate. Jesus Christ. Bad feeling risen up the hair on the back of my head. That's not English. I've seen boys like him before, unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. The girl, who was a smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron! The boy flew head first, filling his hands, trying to keep his balance. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. What the fuck? The classroom sucked all of the kids in. The corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Just a handful of lampposts were outside. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away? Go outside, dissolve into the dark. I imagined myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. The ringer's trill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort, and took a couple breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. Prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed.
Я новенький.
I'm the transfer student.
Мне вот сказали к вам подойти.
I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the
А
pages.
фамилия-то как?
Your last name?
Петров.
He's speaking. I don't need to do that.
Громче говори.
Huh? What are you mumbling
Чего
there?
мямлишь?
Say it clearly.
Петров.
Нет такого.
You're not on the list. She measured me with long and heavy stare, as if trying to see if I was lying. Wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison like a living organism, like a dangerous beast.
Ты не ошибся?
Are you sure?
Нет такого в списке.
I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. Clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became
Мне
white.
сказали, 204 кабинет, Лилия Павловна, 6 В.
They told me to come to the classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. Apparently everybody in the classroom took my words for some sort of joke because they were all laughing.
Что за бардак?
What's wrong with this school? Classroom fell silent. Kids hid their smirks for a better occasion.
Понаберут студентов.
Why do we hire so many interns?
Только знают, что губяки свои малевать.
They all
А
know.
разгребай, значит.
Oh. They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything.
А бумаги-то кто заполнять будет? Не первый раз ведь уже.
How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh, we've had the same thing happen so many times already.
Подожди здесь. Сейчас.
Wait here, I'll be back.
Сейчас я им устрою.
After I have a little chat with them. Teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind in my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom.
Доску вытри!
Wipe the board. It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here.
Очкарик!
Hey, Four Eyes.
Чё, не только слепой, но еще и глухой?
Are you not only blind but also deaf?
Доску вытри, говорю!
I said wipe the board. My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be.
Ну что мне с тобой делать?
And what should I do with you now?
Куда сажать, а?
Where will you sit?
Давай-ка сядь, наверное, с Семеном.
Oh, well, you can sit with Simeon, I guess.
Он все равно один.
He's alone anyway.
Еще чего?
No way! The fatso. The fatso. This kid, he's like, I don't want people to judge me for my glasses. And then he's like, this fucking fat ass put his backpack in the chair. This fatso put the backpack on the seat beside him in defiance, scratched his belly, and smirked. Is this kid 40? Is he a 40-year-old man? Are you back to your old tricks?
Снова бабушку в школу вызывать?
Should I call your grandma here again? Classroom went silent.
А чё она мне сделает?
And what's she gonna do?
Не она, так я тебе сделаю.
I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't.
Рюкзак убрал быстро.
Put away your backpack now. Simeon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. Needed to do something to resolve this somehow to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing
Я
like me.
могу за последнюю парту сесть.
I can sit in the last row.
Там, кажется, свободно.
I think there's a free seat. Teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then Simeon, then back at me.
Садись пока туда.
Fine, go there for now.
А с тобой, Бабурин, мы еще поговорим.
And you, Baburin. I don't know. I butchered that. It's fine. I'll have a talk with you
Чтобы
later.
подошел после уроков.
Come to me after classes.
Будешь по классу дежурить, ясно?
You'll be on cleaning duty. Got it? Simeon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. Blech. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back at the last table where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start.
Вот и хорошо. Начнем урок.
Now this is settled, let's start the class.
Тема. Традиции русской и мировой литературы в рассказе Зощенко «Не надо врать».
Today's theme is traditions of Russian and international literature and Zoshenko's Don't Lie. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. Got my eyes on you, said his watery look. Again, the fact that this kid is just like this fucking fat ass, you know. Did you spit in your book? What happened? After just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain in my notebook. Then at the cafeteria, the Simeon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. What is that? A dessert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruit and berries. Oh, it has a little gloss. That's nice. And then he flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet so some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. Ew! Just before the final period for today, Simeon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh no, right into her titties, huh? They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took for the class rep right in her chest. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment.
Простите, в порядке?
I'm sorry, are you alright?
Я...
Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips.
Нет, ну вы посмотрите на
Will
него.
you look at him?
Облапал меня прямо у всех
Groping me in
глазах.
front of everyone!
Я сейчас все маме расскажу.
I'm telling my mom.
Тебя из школы выгонят, извращенец.
They'll expel you, pervert. There's some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit-up match to a chafer beetle? Chaffer? I don't know.
Нечаянно. Меня толкнули.
I didn't mean to. He pushed me.
Все видели. Слепых среди нас нет.
We all saw that, you know. No blind among us. She's so cute, but I can tell she's a bitch. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Semyon's laughter cooled my head.
Толкнули? Чё, правда?
I pushed you? You sure? Why does he sound like Beetlejuice? He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth, and then pushed me to the ground.
Вот так, да? И чё ты сделаешь?
Like this, huh? What are you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, come on, hit me. Let me see you try. Fight back or endure? I kind of want to fight this fucker. He's being annoying. I'm gonna fight him.
Слушай,
Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Semyon wore a mocking smile. Oh, his teeth are gross too.
Давай, продолжай, очкарик.
Go on, Four Eyes.
Чё примолк-то?
Why'd you stop?
Нам всем очень интересно.
We're all waiting.
если еще хоть раз меня тронешь...
If you ever touch me again. Semyon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead.
Натронул и чё?
I did. So what?
Еще хоть раз!
If you ever do it again.
Тронул.
Here.
А вот
Once
ещё.
more.
Ищ,
And again.
ищ,
And again.
ищ.
And again. He's poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backward. I must not cry, or I'll be done for.
Чё ты мне сделаешь, мямля?
What will a wimp like you do to me? My vision went blurry. My soles tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Oh, did you get him? What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Semyon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. I got an achievement that says no pain, you used force. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule?
Стопэ!
Эна,
I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies.
Лилия Павловна.
Oh, Katya, you little bitch. Lilia Pavlovna.
Лилия Павловна, Петров Бабурина ударил.
Petrov just hit Baburin. Semyon's cheeks grew even redder and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. Ugh! But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotten teeth washed over me.
Тебе
You
пиздец.
are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumps in my heart and guessing where his fist will go. Solar plexus? The jaw? The nose? But he just turned around and walked off. A thought, cold and sober and extremely rational, popped up in my head. I'm gonna get killed today. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Semyon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his scary, electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Semyon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gate. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious, stayed for some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap on with the American condor on its head. Sound of running water was coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remembered the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, the fact that he's most likely already dead.
Привет.
Hello? I shuddered and turned around. Oh, who's the girl of your dreams? First, my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. Oh my god, she's so cute! She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I saw her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Ooh la la! Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty. The spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at Semyon's jokes. She wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom, or looking in the window, or drawing something in her green notebook.
Здравствуй.
Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern on the wooden floor.
Круто ты ему врезал.
It was cool, the way you hit him.
Это вышло случайно. Почти.
It was an accident. Almost. Started shoving my books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands.
Вроде Семен раньше таким не был.
Semyon wasn't like that before.
Он к нам недавно перевелся.
He also transferred here just recently.
Бабушка мне его по секрету сказала, что он словно взбесился.
His grandma told me it almost felt like he went mad.
Семена даже старшеклассники побаиваются. Представляешь?
Even the upperclassmen fear Semyon. Did you know?
А ты вот молодец.
But you're different.
Не струсил.
You're brave.
Угу.
I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me brave? A hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes.
А ты за рекой живешь?
Do you live over the river?
В том деревянном доме?
In that wooden house?
Ну да.
Yeah.
Там, наверное, страшно.
Must be scary living there.
Да еще через лес идти.
And you also have to cross the forest.
Я бы так не смогла.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. Thought of intertwining branches of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straight up lied.
Да не так уж там и страшно.
It's not that scary.
А что тебя так пугает?
What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream.
Да так. Ничего.
Well, actually, never mind.
Меня, кстати, Полина зовут.
My name is Paulina, by the way.
А меня Антон.
And I'm Anton.
Ну, это я знаю.
I already know that.
Слушай, Антон.
Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue.
А что ты делаешь после школы?
What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant.
Ничего такого.
Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Whoa. Fox girl, what's up? I can't remember if it's Alyssa or Elisa. I think it's Elisa. Elisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes and the slits of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that fox girl was waiting for me after school? Or was it just another one of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail. Under her coat. Jesus Christ, I can't read. Suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after a PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace.
У меня сейчас занятие, скрипка, а потом я свободна.
I have a violin lesson, and then I'll be free.
Дедушка мне репетитора нанял.
My grandpa hired me a private tutor.
Наш учитель музыки, он же скрипач. А здесь, в поселке, ему некому преподавать.
Our,
Только мне.
our music teacher is a violinist, and he doesn't have anyone to teach here, except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. Chased Elisa out of my head. I looked at Paulina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. Felt like I was very small, and the feelings were immense, and they couldn't fit inside me.
Тут говорят, что у нас в поселке маньяк завелся.
They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village.
Раньше со школы меня всегда дедушка забирал, но в последнее время ему не здоровится.
Normally, Grandpa would escort me home from school, but he's been sick lately. Snuck a glance at Vova's picture. His eyeballs were studying me, his lips wearing black lipstick. Just like the portrait on a gravestone.
Ты не подумай, я не трусишка, просто...
I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just...
Просто мне кажется, что с тобой будет безопаснее.
I think I'll be safer together with you.
Антон, ты сможешь проводить меня до дома?
Will you go home with me, Anton? There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamt about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. A duel. Thinking of Simeon instantly sobered me up, returning me back to Earth, and it started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Paulina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking me out wouldn't even be the worst of it. Worst part is that Paulina would see it. She'll laugh at me like everybody else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such a shameful state.
Сегодня вряд ли получится.
I doubt I'll be able to today.
Ты же знаешь, Семен, скорее всего, караулит на школьном дворе.
You know, Semyon's waiting for me outside.
Лучше мне с ним разобраться лично, по-мужски.
I need to deal with him one-on-one, like a man.
Глупости какие.
Nonsense. Paulina brushed off some hair off her forehead, and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Paulina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. Oh my god, chill out, you're 11. I remembered the summer evenings at the country house, the fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe and the crackle of the coals, and our parents' laughs, and the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile that world was?
Думаешь, этот дикарь будет честно драться?
Do you really think that savage will give you a fair fight?
Со своими дружками набросятся всем скопом, опомниться даже не дадут.
He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch a breath. Paulina suddenly flashed a devious smile.
Но если мы пойдем вместе, это их ошарашит.
But if we go together, they'll be put off.
Я же не только первая скрипка на деревне. Я ведь еще и девочка.
I'm not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl.
Слышала от знакомого хулигана, что он никогда не нападает на кого-то в присутствии девушки.
I've heard from a delinquent I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around.
Представляешь, у них кодекс чести такой.
Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. A delinquent, you know, I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller? More handsome?
Ой, мне на музыку пора.
Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing, Paulina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamps, she looked much more alluring.
А ты играешь на чем-нибудь?
Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple of years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Soy's song echoed my thoughts. Who the fuck is that? Singer and frontman of popular Soviet band Kino. That guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more.
Увы, не играю.
I don't, sadly.
Жалко.
A pity.
Ну ладно, я побежала.
Oh well, I'll be going.
Пока!
Bye. Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways. Bye. Wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked out the window again. Schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody looked like the hulking Semyon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. Besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Polina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olya. I imagine my sister happy like those girls who get prizes from Supunev in the finest hour. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe a new popular boys band like Ivanushki International. I'm butchering all of these words, by the way. Mom and Dad hugging in the Ostankino Pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Polina or Elisa? I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I would like to go into the forest with Elisa. I think that would be an interesting thing to do, but I also think being friends with Polina would help him. I'm gonna go with Elisa. After closing my backpack, I ran down the stairs. What? Says I went on a date with Elisa. I scanned my surroundings through the window in the main hall. Nobody suspicious in sight. School doors creaked. The sound was similar to the music from a thriller, the high note that comes before an intense scene. I ran around the school corner, trying not to catch anyone's attention. Smell of pastry and burnt sugar wafted from the school cafeteria. I froze when I saw a silhouette in the second floor window. It must be Polina, gliding a bow on violin strings with her head slightly tilted to the side. I wish I could hear the melody she played, but Polina was only a dark outline in the window's yellow sheet. I dragged my feet forward. Oh, fuck. The net on the football goal in the yard fluttered in the wind. Same wind that hurled small white whirlwinds through the field. Somewhere nearby, an invisible tractor was humming, scaring away the crowd of cawing birds. The hum of its engine sounded like the howls of hungry beasts that chased me through the snowy desert. Elisa and her scary mask also came to mind. Right now, in the light of day, it was really hard to believe she was real. What'd she say back then? At the backyard, near the hanged man. Right here. What did she mean by that? Hanged man, silly goose. I looked at the wall. There was a hanged man drawn under the thin, black line of resin. Someone played the hangman here. Something was scribbled on the both sides of the man. Escape, fear, truth.
Ближе, мой сладкий.
Come closer, sweetheart. Took me a while to realize where the sound was coming from. My eyes strolled through the cul-de-sac at the school backyard, through windows and snow. One of the snow piles started trembling like a volcano before it erupts.
Дай твое сердце.
Lie. Give me your heart. In the blink of an eye, the white crust crumbled and the fox jumped at me. She made a gracious bow, enjoying the effect her appearance had on me. The silver of snow shined on her coat. Couldn't even imagine that thinking about girls with tails can be this. I don't know what to compare it to. Something infectious? Toxically sweet?
Отпор не дал, сердце потерял.
Fight back or your heart is in my bag. She giggled so enthusiastically that it forced me to
Да
smile.
ну тебя!
Oh, come on! Quickly rolled a ball of snow and threw it at Elisa. She tried to dodge, but it was too late. A hit to the shoulder.
Ох ты ж! Гадкий мальчишка!
Oh, you insolent boy.
Да, вот такой я!
Yeah, that's me. Fox slowly backed down, trying to arm herself.
Ты хитер, да мы хитрей.
You are sly, but I'm a fox.
Ловок ты, да мы ловчей. Ха!
I think out of the box. Her retribution was swift. A snowball arched its way above the snow yard and the ravens flying in the air. I wanted to duck, but slipped and fell to my knees. While I was getting up, I caught a huge chunk of snow with my face, burned up from the cold. I swore loudly from immense disappointment,
Блядь!
using the words I learned in Sector Gaza's songs on the cassettes I hid from my parents. If Dad heard this, he would have definitely given me a good whipping. He had a very low tolerance toward obscene words and always communicated in clean Russian.
Да ладно тебе.
Oh, come on.
Не больно же совсем.
It can't hurt that much. She brushed off my hood as if to show compassion, took me by the elbow, and helped me get up. With care uncharacteristic for a child, she took off my glasses, blew away the snowflakes that were stuck to them, and handed them back.
Вот так. 1-1, Тоша.
Now we're even, Tosha. Only people who were close to me called me that. I haven't even seen her real face, didn't know her last name, what class she was from, and if she had a real tail under her coat.
Желаешь отыграться?
Want to get ahead?
Мы хотели поискать Вову, помнишь?
We were going to look for Vova, remember?
Лучше поторопиться, а то меня родители станут искать.
We'd better hurry before my parents start looking for me. The fox let out a lazy yawn.
Родители.
Parents.
Как скучно. Да
Don't,
не будь ты таким занудой.
don't be so boring.
Давай чуть-чуть поиграем. Все равно тебе дома тоскливо.
Let's play for a bit. You're always bored at home anyway.
А ты откуда знаешь?
And how do you know that?
Тоже мне тайна.
It's not even a secret.
Со взрослыми да в 4 стенах. Тоска смертная. Всегда.
It's always way too boring being locked up in a house full of adults.
У меня от стены взрослых нервный тик. Вот.
I get all jittery from both houses and parents, see? Her furry fox brow started twitching. I faked a laugh in reply, unsure whether being able to move parts of her mask like that was genuinely funny or not.
Ну же, Тоша, решайся.
Come on, Tosha, don't be scared.
Я же вижу, ты хочешь поиграть.
I can see you want to play.
Если победишь...
And if you win... Fox Girl got dangerously close to me and stood on her tiptoes, almost touching my face with her rough little nose. Playful fires danced deep in her eyes. She smelled nice, like berries and saccharin. Is this the smell of independence and true freedom? I mean, the kind where all you have to do in your life is run wild and eat sweets? Her whisper poured into my ear like scalding hot water.
Если победишь, буду твоим провожатым.
If you win, I'll be your guide.
Поверь, мне есть что тебе показать.
Believe me, I have lots of things to show you.
Найдем твоего Вову.
We'll surely find your Vova for one. Felt as if a giant invisible spring bent inside me. My tummy hurt. The sensation was somehow not exactly unpleasant. It was so weird. I just had a conversation with Polina, and now Elisa was going to drag me along with her.
А если проиграю?
And what if I lose?
Душу из тебя выцарапаю, неженка.
I'll claw out your soul, softy.
Давай, скорей.
Come on, let's go. She burst out laughing, whipped the hem of her coat, and ran toward the road we used to come to school in the morning. Her promise sounded almost like a threat. Hypnotized me. Bent down and scooped up some snow. Wish I had a device that could tell whether Elisa was joking or being serious. Was there always a third option with people like her? Between her jokes, her laughter, and her hot breath on my ear, I wanted to win. To punish her for the lightness and freedom she possessed that was clearly too much for an average girl. When I, on the other hand, was possessed, or rather intoxicated, by the thirst for adventure by my curiosity. Just like that time when I ate the cherries from Mom's nalivka and lied down with my eyes closed while the bed was spinning underneath me. That's crazy. I spat, then cleaned my lips. Do you want to play, little sister fox? Well then, let's play. I armed myself with a snowball and chased the fleeting fox girl. I saw a familiar street with wooden posts that didn't look scary anymore. They were just logs covered in snow. If I were to shout now, the guard dogs would start barking and their owners would peek out of their windows. At least a small silhouette was mocking me from far away, so it was useless to try hitting her with a snowball for now. Waste of ammunition. Birches, mutilated by the cold, peeked out to view along the clear road. A giant snow pile towered near one of the trees. This was probably the place where the tractor brought all the snow from the village. A whole family of foxes would fit in such a pile. No, I thought, she's the only fox around here. She's alone and is already too much. My second morning acquaintance was running around near the edge of the forest, the stray dog with a mangy tail. She sniffed around and marked the naked berry bushes and ran toward the other ones. Elisa showed up from under the hill.
Жулька! За мной, девочка!
Julka, follow me, girl. The dog's ears perked up. It barked in agreement and followed her lead. We ran further and further, exchanging snowballs, laughing and stumbling. The winter forest towered in front of us, reaching the low clouds. Woo! We were at the edge of its shadow, bony and almost corporeal. The fox hid beneath a huge pine, clearly trying to get close to me and shove some snow down my collar. It was a good plan, but Zulka, who was running circles around her, gave her away. I broke off a dry branch and decided to act even trickier. Put my hat on it and peeked from the side of the pine. I'll make her think that it's my head. I bit my lip to stop myself from laughing, then jumped out from the other side and performed a point-blank throw. Elisa probably cracked my plan right away, but still let me win 3-1. I was wounded in the leg and she got shot in the chest and in the stomach, losing imaginary blood in front of my eyes. Pleading for mercy while also choking from laughter.
Молюсь, жалься!
Please, mercy.
Помираю!
I'm dying.
Да все, живи!
Okay, I'll let you live.
Спасибо, добрый рыцарь!
Thank you, O valiant knight. She pretended to bow to me, then grabbed 2 handfuls of snow and, like a dying warrior, threw them my way in a last-ditch effort. I dodged her attack easily, laughing uncontrollably and being mad at the same time. I finished her with 2 precise shots.
Живи, живи!
He'll let me live, huh?
Научил бы меня жить, раз умный такой.
Learn me how to do it if you're so smart.
Молчи, ты умерла уже!
Shut up, you're already dead.
Тоже мне помеха.
When did that stop me?
Давай сыграем в кое-что поинтереснее.
Let's play something more interesting. She dashed behind the trees after blowing snow in my direction.
Раз, два, прилети, сова.
1, 2, time to play with you.
3, 4, 5, время поиграть.
3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. I hesitantly moved toward the windfall.
6, да, 6, дыбом волчья шерсть.
6 on end, the wolf's gray fur will stand. I thought I was a real tail gliding across the bushes. What? Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Nope. Okay. I rushed to the intertwined branches that helped Elisa to hide as if something was pulling me there. I had to move them, tear them off like spiderweb. Branches sprang back in my face, but it felt like they were caressing my cheeks and not hitting them. I was sweating, but still had a lot of stamina left. I'll make sure to catch you, little fox. Elisa's voice was wandering among the windfall.
7, 8, Бьем копытом озимь!
7, 8. Stomp your hooves and wait.
А я тебя недооценила.
Seems like I underestimated you.
Думала, ты просто мальчик.
I thought you were just a boy. Confident as she was behind the dry pine, I rushed to intercept her. But the local acoustics tricked me. Her voice was already echoing from the other side.
А ты зайчик!
And you're a bunny.
Шустренький, хорошенький.
So nimble, so cute. Snowball flew at me from the shadows, whistling near my ear.
Я тебе дам, зайчик.
I'll show you a bunny.
Дай мне зайчика, дай!
Yeah, do that, show me. A bright fox fur coat flashed near a rotten stump. I rushed there, jumping over a ravine.
Зайчик, выходи скорей! Мясом накорми зверей!
Bunny, show yourself, be brave. Give the beasts fresh meat they crave. This furry collar that flashed from every tree was the most important thing in the world for me. My lips started trembling as if I was a cowboy that was chasing his prey. One jump and the fox was in my embrace, so smooth and desirable.
Все, ты победил!
Fine, fine, you win. She leaned against the scratchy bark and started puffing.
Пожалуйста, давай немного отдохнем.
Please, let's have a break.
Ты слишком быстрый, слишком сильный, лакомый, слишком.
You're too fast, too strong, too tasty. Satisfied, I put my hands on my sides, waiting for the spoils of war from the defeated girl. What I got instead was a sly snowball in my smug face. Cunning Fox ran away, roaring with laughter, but I wasn't even mad about it. I needed to catch up to Elisa to tackle and subdue her. Tear off her mask and see everything.
Бедный зайчик прыгает
Poor little bunny jumps around
после мокрых сосен.
in the wet pine forest,
Страшно в лапы волку, серому попасть.
afraid of getting eaten by the big gray wolf.
Думает о лете, прижимает уши.
Thinking of hot summer, keeping his ears low.
На небо косится, небо не видать.
Sneaking glances at the hidden sky. Sky really did appear under the trees. I moved using the barking of Zulka as a guide, since she was closely following her owner. And I was getting closer. And the same trail I imagined back at school blinked under my feet. Turned out that running like there's no tomorrow was so easy. Faster, higher, faster! Felt like there was a well of untapped potential inside me and I drew from it. My muscles were buzzing, my lungs felt bigger, and I felt much stronger overall. Even my vision became sharper. I saw every icy branch, every dent in the bark. Something colorful was lying near the bushes, a piece of clothing. Another colorful spot to the right. Elisa was losing her clothes on the run, like shedding her skin. I also used my teeth to take off my mittens, excited by all that. I'll get naked and feel the wind to the last drop. Faster. I reached out to take off my hat to throw away everything that stops me from running wild in this endless forest. The backpack slowed me down, so I threw it on the snow, along with all the pens that were inside, with all the notebooks, all of my drawings on the sidelines, and a dinosaur for Olia. Olia. Suddenly, a clear picture appeared in my mind. My sister standing still near... Oh, it looked like the picture was distorting for a second. I was like, what? My sister standing still near a window, basking in the sun. Her small childish palms are pressed to the glass, leaving marks where they warmed it up. She could warm up the whole world like that. She's looking at the taiga and saying my name.
Тоша!
Tosha! I stopped, took a deep breath, and realized how rash and stupid I was, trying to undress in the middle of the forest while chasing a fox. I returned to get my backpack, as if it was part of my being I dropped. I remembered again how my sister didn't like to be left home alone, how she asked me to come home faster. What kind of brother am I? Running in the forest that I used to scare my sister with. Having fun while she's not even allowed over the doorstep. Sit in your cage, Olya, and watch the same cartoons over and over.
Тоша!
Tosha!
Да, Оленька.
Yes, Olya?
Тоша, а куда?
Tasha, where are you? Where are you hopping to, fucker? Oh no! From the darkness behind the pines, just like the cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Simeon with a bunch of his cronies.
Ну, здорово, Антошка.
Yo, Antoshka!
Не вышло сдрыснуть, да?
Thought you could slip away, huh?
Очкарик в зубе сарик на.
Check out this four-eyes freak, eh? Surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. Smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery.
Алиса!
Elisa! The name of my companion turned into a stifled cough. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. I was frantically looking everywhere. Says the North fake. I dreamt of finding that fox among the trees, expected her to come to my rescue. But only the wind replied to my pleas.
Где Алиса?
Where's Elisa?
Что вы с ней сделали?
What'd you do to her? I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary.
Какая еще Алиса?
Who the fuck's Elisa?
У тебя чё, кукуха поехала?
Did you hit your head?
Не ссы, ща вмиг вылечим.
Whatever, we'll fix you right up. The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against a tree.
Ну как, полегчало?
So, feeling better now? Can't be. Did Elisa really lure me into this trap to these bastards? No, I can't believe this.
Глядите-ка, пацаны, а здесь он не такой борзый, как в школе.
Looky here, guys, he's not so brave here compared to the school.
Вылитый терпиловна.
A total wimp, eh?
Ты, сука, приезжая, не на того руку поднял.
You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Simeon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Bubblerin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. Probably decided to have some fun at my expense first.
Слышь, Гондон Батькович,
Yeah. I'm not saying that word, I hate it.
это что ли твоя Алиса?
Is this your Lisa? Only then I noticed Zulka behind my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over its fur. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with his hand.
Ой ты, батюшки.
Oh my.
Алиса, ко мне, сучка блохастая.
If something happens to this dog, I'm gonna be really mad. Elisa, come here, you flea-ridden bitch. The others let out nasty laughs. Dog's ears perked up and she started carefully moving
Иди
closer.
сюда. Иди, дам кое-чего.
Yeah, come here, I've got something for you. Dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew to the nearest snow pile squealing. The whole gang burst out laughing and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on tree branches let out frightened caws. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Or were that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Ромка, она ж больше срать не сможет.
Rumka won't be able to shit after this.
Давай теперь я.
Let me kick the fucking thing one more
Второй
time.
раз ебану, минус на минус даст плюс.
2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты, баран?
What, are you an idiot?
Толкуй вон очкарику, где его место.
Go and show the Four Eyes this
Только так,
place.
чтобы он понял.
In a way he'll understand.
Ага, за ним кофякна.
Yeah, he fucking owes you.
Этот очкарик тебе при всем классе всёк.
This wimp whacked you in front of the whole class.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. Simeon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved into it up to my face.
Ща, парашник, я тебе этой печаткой так заряжу. Клеймо на всю жизнь останется.
In a moment, I'll hit your face so hard it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where'd all my inner strength and bravery go?
Стой!
Stop! A wheezy whisper left my lips, and my head tilted forward, hitting Simeon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes.
Яша, подсоби.
Yasha, give me a hand. Simeon gave me a rough push toward the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice, and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat.
Слыхали, как заныл?
Did you hear him whimper?
А ты случаем не педик?
Is he actually or something? I hate that fucking word. Started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it like it was cut off, and a ball of nettle was sewn in its
Чем
place.
молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Antoshka?
Отвечай, ты педик?
Come on, tell us. Are you a... At this moment, I felt pure unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. Like the Sprouts ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons!
Знаете,
Did you know that my dad
Кто-то педик.
is also a... Simeon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad
он
dogs.
айкидо занимался. Поняли?
He knows Aikido. Got it?
Он еще воевал.
And he's a vet.
Таких, как вы, с закрытыми глазами убивает.
He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes
Я
closed.
только слово скажу, он...
One word from me and he'll... Romka lifted up his arms, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face twisted with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
A vet, you say?
Мой батя тоже воевал.
My dad also fought in the war.
В Афгане.
In Afghan.
А твой?
And yours?
И мой.
Mine too.
Да, и в каких войсках, интересно?
Oh, really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled, fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed.
Да он фуфло гонит, Ромка.
He's full of shit, Romka.
Бля будуна.
Sure as fuck.
Думал, меня так просто развести?
Do you think I'm so easy to trick?
Я тебя, сучонка, насквозь вижу.
I can see through all your lies, little bitch. There's a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me.
Ты сам себе приговор подписал.
Well, you've asked for this.
В школе тебя училка спасла. Ну а теперь все.
A teacher saved you at school, but here?
Хана тебе.
You're fucked.
Во-во.
That's right.
Давай, Антошка. Молись, чтобы твой труп по весне нашли, бля.
Pray that they find your dead body come spring, eh?
Сидел бы ниже травы, был бы целочка.
If only you'd stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнул, одно дело.
Hitting Fatso is one thing,
Но про Афган пиздеть, где мой батя под пулями.
but fucking
Долг
around with stuff like
интернациональный.
Afghan,
В Даште Марго, блядь.
or my dad spent time under fire on international duty in fucking Dashtamarco.
Сёма, ушатай-ка его.
Give him a good pounding Sioma. The delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly. Took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies.
Хера ты, Майк Тайсон.
What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This is my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life. If I didn't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
Give me your shit, Antoshka.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and then put the blade to my neck. Jesus Christ.
Расслабься, а то больно будет.
Yeah, easy, buddy. I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands. Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my
Ты от
backpack.
нас что-то скрываешь, да?
Are you hiding something from us?
У меня в школе какая-то крыса сменку подрезала.
Some rat stole my school shoes.
Ща поглядим, может это был...
Let me see if it was...
Опачки!
And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile.
Так-так. А
So what
что
do
это
we
у нас
have
здесь?
here? My texts and notebooks fell in the snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like a mask. Roma lifted it high as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long, worn-out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Semyon laughed.
Новый год уже прошел, мудила.
It's way past New Year's, moron.
Или ты реально поехавший?
Or are you really a loony?
Это не мое.
It's not mine.
Да как не твое, В твоем портфеле лежала она.
How come it's not? It was in your backpack. Romka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on
А
his
знаешь
face.
что?
You know what?
Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Why?
Надевай, говорю.
Because I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед нами.
You'll hop like a bunny for us.
Давай, давай.
Yeah, come on.
Или без штанов домой пойдешь на.
Or we'll leave you pantless, eh? Anything but this. Unless someone from our class will pass by.
Надену.
I won't.
Сёма, надень-ка на него.
Sayoma, put it on him. Yasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed this to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away, they'll catch me. And then,
Только учти, Сёма,
let me warn you, Sayoma.
если он скакать не станет, ты сам за него поскачешь.
If he won't hop, you'll take his place, got it?
Этот чмошник и не станет.
This piece of shit won't?
Да погляди на него, он же дурик конченый.
Just look at him, he's a total loony.
Этот дурик тебе уже раз в жбан зарядил.
This loony had already smacked you in the face.
Ромка прав.
Romka's right.
Давай, толстый. Восстанавливай авторитетно.
Come on, Fatso, assert your fucking dominance.
Или сам у нас запрыгаешь так, что тетяндра отцепится.
Or we'll make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. He must indeed be scared of Romka. Semyon swore silently and glared at me.
Вот.
Here.
Это чтобы маска хорошо налезла.
It'll fit better this way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. Spit looked like a squashed spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something. Then he suddenly stopped. Semyon was still close by with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, быра.
Put it on, fast,
Оттурую.
or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet, despite everything, felt like it was a chance for salvation. Could become my second skin. If only I was to put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, the ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Semyon and his friends will be gone. Forever. Tell to fuck off or put it on. We're gonna put it on. I don't want to die. I reached out. My hand wasn't shaking anymore. Semyon handed me the mask and let out an evil laugh. Fur felt warm to the touch, just like I expected. I got goosebumps, electricity flowed through my spine.
Вот оно,
This is it,
мое спасение.
my salvation. A voice whispered to me from the well of my subconscious, just put it on and nobody will hurt you. The forest froze, gazing at me with cracks in the bark. I acted slowly. I took off my glasses, got rid of the nasty spit on the paper mache. There's movement inside of the bunny mask, as if something was trying to break out, and I needed to help it. I lifted up the mask and started moving it toward my flaming cheeks. Just like that in the movie of Jim Carrey, the mask had power. This mask had strength. Carton touched my skin. It enveloped my skull, my nose, took the shape of my face. Smelled like an animal lair in pine. My lips touched some sort of hard, wavy material. My armor. Strangely enough, through the slits of the old carnival mask, I was able to see as good as through my glasses. I trio of boys frozen in the clearing. Snowflakes frozen in the air. The trees whose shadows formed black streams toward me. And a weird silhouette in the early twilight behind the windfall. In all that silence, Simeon nervously whispered,
Пацаны,
Hey guys, what's up with him? I broadened my shoulders. My muscles felt like they were made of steel. Invisible plumes of fog flew toward me, breaking off the trees. I was absorbing the forest's power with every pore in my body. I smiled underneath the mask. No, I showed my teeth. My fists were itching. My stomach was growling.
Он превращается!
He's turning. You asked for this. I made a step forward. Simeon carefully stepped toward me as if he was walking on thin ice. A trail from my dreams snaked in front of me again. Endless, alluring, it was beckoning me away from all the problems to the new wonderful world, the world of Magic Neverland. I pulled on the zipper, opened my coat, and threw it to the snow with a fast motion, then growled. I felt like something was frantically looking for the exit underneath my skin. I went towards Simeon.
Он превращается!
He's turning!
Твою мать!
Fuck!
Превращается!
Turning.
Конченого мудака!
Into a fucking idiot. Clearing blew up in hysteric laughter. Roma smirched, shaking his head. And Simeon, who was laughing the most out of the three, spat on his knuckles and waved his fist like a club.
Ну и дебил же ты, Тошик.
You're such a moron, Tosha. A fist collided with my mask. Fur didn't dampen the blow at all. There's no power, no magic smoke coming from the pines. Flew toward the bushes and landed on my butt. My vision bolstered by adrenaline a moment before returned to normal.
Вот это был номер.
Now that was something.
Думал, он на четвереньки встанет и сгрызет нас всех,
I thought he'd get on all fours and tear us to bits.
как морковку.
Like a carrot.
Не, ну вы видели,
Yo, did you see that?
видели?
Did ya?
Это считается, что он попрыгал.
Does this count as him hopping?
Это даже лучше.
This was even better. I sobbed. The mask had one advantage. If I cried now, nobody would see my tears.
Дурик.
What a loony.
Да тебе в психбольнице место.
You belong in a loony house.
Психбольница для животных, на!
For animals, eh? Simeon put his knee into the snow pile and ripped the glasses out of my numb fingers.
Дай очки.
Give my glasses back.
Я домой не дойду.
I won't make it home.
Чё ж,
Bullshit.
знаешь, какой у зайцев нюх?
Haven't you heard that bunnies have good sense of smell?
По запаху доберешься, не ссы.
So don't worry, just use it.
Прыг-скок, прыг-скок.
Hippity hop, hippity hop. Simeon shoved the trophy into his pocket and flashed me a toothy grin.
Кролики очки не носят.
Besides, bunnies don't wear
А
glasses.
теперь вали отсюда, Даун.
Now scram, idiot. I stood up, still wobbly. The trees became a blurry dark wall. Three bright silhouettes were wobbling around me. There were black spots on them, their eye sockets and mouths, but it looked to me like there was more of them than it should be. I turned to the forest. Simeon's boot came to my rescue, kicking me in the butt and quickening my shameful retreat.
Прыг-скок, прыг-скок!
Hippity hop, hippity hop. I threw the mask into a ravine out of spite. Oh, I was hoping for a miracle. And then zigzagged through the fire break, alone in a giant snow-laden world. The trunks around me bent in all directions. Their treetops disappeared into the darkness above me. The sky was pushing me down. I wanted to cry, but my eyes were completely dry by now. Only sadness and longing were left, a desire to bury myself under the snow or leave for the Neverland. Joining Vova and Senya. I didn't care where to go, just somewhere far away from here. Somewhere very far away. Poor kid.
Так, я не поняла. Антон, а где очки? Потерял?
Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them?
Да, ну, мам,
See,
Как можно быть таким рассеянным? Ты думаешь, я деньги печатаю?
How can you be so careless? Do you think I own a money printing press? Yeah, right. You better be wearing your old glasses until next year. Olia rushed to me.
увидела?
I saw a fox. Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. Could only flap my lips in reply. Cup shattered into too many pieces with a loud thang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this?
Правда, правда.
But it's true!
Такая пушистая.
She was so fluffy!
Она у забора стояла на задних лапах, совсем как человек.
She stood on her back legs near the hedge, just like a person.
Она меня позвала, а тут мама вышла, и лиса убежала.
The fox called my name, then Mom came and she fled. There was no fox. Stop making things up.
Не подходи к ней.
Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she were a doll made of cloth.
Ты чего, Тоша?
What's wrong, Tosha?
Не подходи, слышишь?
Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated.
Ну, лиса ведь укусить может.
Well, a fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined my Elisa, liberated carnivorous, running through the forest, the night forest with a dangling sack in her
Это ж
hands.
была не настоящая лиса.
It wasn't a real fox.
Расскажи ему, Оль.
Tell him, will ya?
Она на двух ногах ходила, а еще была в платье одета.
She stood on two legs and she wore a dress.
Только она была взаправду.
And she was real.
Видишь?
See? Mom showed us a tired smile as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap right before it dissolved completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered,
Еще раз увидишь ее, беги.
"If you see her again, run." Shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please, stop driving me mad, please. I was doing my homework on a Friday evening like usual. I'd already finished the hard part. There's only my art homework left, my favorite subject. Needed to draw some sort of magic beast. Wanted to draw a dino at first, but my brush reacted toward the orange paint all by itself. Oh, a fox. One stroke after another, the picture of a fox started slowly forming on a piece of paper. She was almost popping out of the snow white sheet. She stood on her back legs and wore a sly smile. My brush moved again, drawing a fluffy tail. A moment later, it dropped out of my weak hand. After I finished my drawing, I spent a while studying it in surprise, as if I couldn't understand where this red beast came from. Woo! The longer I looked, the scarier her smile felt. Carnivorous, fake, like the smiles of women from adult magazines that were sold in press kiosks back in the city. An alluring smile that masked deep-seated malice. The fox's eyes turned out red as if bloodshot. They look more like bullet holes you see in action movies. I don't remember drawing them this way. I moved away from the table and the lamp's light reflected from the wet paint. The drawing was glossy. It felt like the fox was watching me. Waiting.
Антон!
Anton,
Ты что, оглох?
are you deaf?
Я задумался.
I was just thinking.
Тебя спрашиваю, ты сестру не видел?
I'll ask you again. Have you seen your sister?
Опять она где-то прячется.
She's hiding somewhere again. Something moved under my bed and I froze. Olia's dirty face peeked out with a finger pressed to her lips. Shh.
Оля, я тебя вижу.
Olia, I can see you.
Вылезай, ты же в пыли вся.
Get out of there. You're covered in dust. Olia crawled from under the bed and started dusting off her stockings, looking
Пойдем,
down.
Оль.
Let's go.
Я тебе сказку почитаю.
I'll read you a fairy tale.
Посижу с тобой, пока не уснешь.
Keep you company until you fall asleep.
Я с вами спать хочу. Не в той комнате.
I want to sleep with you, not in that room.
Там
It's... Mom entered the
Что,
room.
опять сова?
What, the owl again?
А кто ж еще?
And what do you think?
Оль, она не придет больше.
Olia, it won't come anymore.
Я ее прогнал.
I chased it away. Olia shook her head in defiance.
прогнал.
You didn't!
Она придет.
And it will come!
Она сказала, что будет каждую ночь приходить.
It said that it'll come every night.
О, так она у тебя говорящая?
No, it talks now. Olya ignored the question and then asked for the newfound determination.
Можно я с вами посплю?
Can I sleep with you?
Можно?
Please?
В самый последний раз.
This will be the last time.
Ты же говорила, что последний раз был
Didn't you
вчера.
say yesterday was the last time?
Ольга, ты уже большая девочка.
Olya, you're a big girl
А
now.
пусть у меня ложится.
Why not let her sleep in my room? I thought it was a great idea, but Olya shook her head again.
Нет, у тебя не хочу. Она и на тебя смотрит.
No, I don't want your room. It watches you too. I felt goosebumps all over my
Хватит.
body. Enough.
Нет никакой совы.
There's no
Ты
owl.
сегодня спишь у себя, ясно?
You're sleeping in your own room tonight. Got it?
Ну, пожалуйста, мам!
Mom, please.
Пожалуйста!
Please. Mom took Olya's hand and tried to lead her out of my room.
Пойдем, милая. Не мешай брату.
Let's go, sweetie. Don't bother your brother. Olya clutched the bed's head with her free hand.
Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, пожалуйста!
Please, please, please.
Не хочу к ней!
I don't want to go to it. Mom was tugging Olya forward, but she didn't budge. Only the bed's head squeaked in agony. Dad intervened by picking Olya up and carrying her out of the room, despite her desperate protests and pleas.
Не надо!
No!
Не надо к ней!
Don't take me to it!
Она опять смотреть будет!
It's gonna watch me again! I listened to them struggling to make my little sister go to bed for a while. In the end, my parents gave up and let Olya sleep with them. But it was surely the last time. Ever. When everybody settled down, I was lying in my room thinking about Olya's words. It's watching you, too. I felt uncomfortable. I barely managed to calm down only after closing the curtains in my room shut. But as soon as I closed my eyes, memories of my day started jumping around in front of me. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I see the literature classroom from here. The faces of dead classical writers on their portraits, the prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher, Lydia Pavlovna. And around that corner was her daughter Katya, a snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me.
Эй, новенький! Новенький!
Hey, transfer student! Transfer student!
Чего тебе, Кать?
What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swaying while hiding her hands behind her back, then asked me with a fake smile on her face.
Скажи, пожалуйста, а чего это тебя к нам перевели, а?
Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? Might have told the truth about this to Polina. Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopikas. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Vova's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by
Это
heart.
все из-за моих родителей.
It's all because of my parents.
У папы тут новая работа. А мама...
Dad has a new job here, and my mom... But Katya didn't even listen to me. She just rushed toward the perked-up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling.
Да-да, конечно, конечно.
Right.
Он нас тут совсем за дурачков держит.
He takes us all for fools.
Я вот слыхала, что это все из-за его отца.
I've heard it's because of his father.
Он недавно кому-то крутому дорогу перешел, и теперь они всей своей семейкой в нашем захолустье скрываются.
He crossed the road of some big shot, and now their family's hiding in our remote little village.
Неправда! Ты все врешь!
It's not true, you're lying.
А слышали? Слышали, как он бабулина просто так стукнул?
Oh, and did you hear how he hit Baburin out of the blue?
Это каким надо быть уродом, чтобы в первый же день так над одноклассником измываться?
What kind of freak must you be to start bullying your classmates from day one?
Прекрати! Ты же знаешь, он первый начал!
Stop, you know he started it.
Будто этого мало.
And if that wasn't enough,
Ходят слухи, что этот чудик повсюду таскает с собой заячью маску.
there are rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him wherever he goes.
Ой, девочки, ну кто же в своем уме будет такое делать?
Who in their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls?
Ясно, понятно. Со странностями наш Антошка.
I see. Our Antoshka must be truly special.
Может, слабоумный, а может,
Maybe he's an artist, but what if?
маньяк.
He's a serial killer.
Если в его портфеле хорошо покопаться, там и топор отыскать можно.
I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough, or something even worse.
Да-да-да.
Yes, yes, yes.
Замолчи! Заткнись!
Shut up.
Ха-ха, вон как раскричался-то, будто ужаленный.
Look at him scream as if something bit him.
А зрачки-то, зрачки какие широкие.
His pupils, look how wide they are.
Опять чего доброго с катушек слетит и руки распускать начнет.
I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again.
Не зря же его мать таблетками пичкает.
I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right? I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. What scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in.
Да-да,
Yes, that's right.
он такой же ненормальный, как и его сестрица.
He's as insane as his little sister.
Представляете, к этой сумасшедшей дурочке каждую ночь прилетает сова ростом в человека.
Can you imagine that she says a human-sized owl visits her every night?
Да-да. Только что-то ее никто из здоровых людей не видел.
But not a single healthy person has seen it,
А этот наивный простак ей верит?
and this simpleton believes her.
Нет.
Can you imagine that?
Представляете?
Then I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd.
Это правда, Антон?
Is that true, Anton?
Неужели действительно тебе не здоровится?
Are you really? Are you unwell?
Полина, послушай меня!
Polina, please listen to me.
Как же?
Yeah, right.
Не слушай этого болтуна, Полиночка.
Don't listen to this liar, Polinochka.
Ты еще не знаешь.
You don't even know.
Он тебя на другую променял. Не из нашей школы.
That he cheated on you with someone not from our school.
На Алису.
With Lisa. Polina slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor wailing and screaming. What the fuck?
Почему она, Антон? Почему?
Why her, Anton? Why? Couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya.
Убери от нее свои лапы, чудовище!
Get your paws off her, you monster! Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. Slowly rose from the cloudy mist. Felt my upper lip creep up, showing my
То,
teeth.
что твой отец бьет мать, еще не дает тебе права поднимать руку на девушку.
The fact that your father beats your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya.
Ага! Слетел-таки! Слетел!
Aha! He went nuts! Nuts!
Спасите! Помогите! Петров с катушек слетел!
Help! Help! Petrov went completely insane. The same moment the crowd around her became louder, it started whistling and roaring. And growing. Subtle silhouettes of my classmates became larger, wider. They shot upward toward the ceiling. Turned into a giant black forest, chock full of toothy faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to
Вот
tell.
ты и показал свое животное нутро.
So you've finally shown your animal nature.
Трус!
Coward. Katya's face was twisted with jubilation and ecstasy. Why her? No!
Чем она лучше меня?
What makes her better than me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears.
Он!
He is just an animal, an outsider. A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dunked myself into them.
Пожалуйста!
Please. Wake up! I jumped, almost falling out of bed. Apparently I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear.
Антон! Пожалуйста!
Please,
Вставай! Вставай!
wake up, wake up! Took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olya's voice was distant, my head still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase.
Сова! Сова!
The owl! The owl!
Пожалуйста!
Please!
Ё-моё!
I'm scared. Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Olya wouldn't have woken me up.
Оля, я сейчас.
Wait a second, Olya.
Хочешь, я тебе Мурзилку почитаю?
Want me to read Mrzilka for you?
Подожди.
Give me... Placed my bare heels on the cold floor. Felt around for my glasses. Remembered Semyon, his underhanded act, and sighed.
Антон! Пожалуйста! Пожалуйста!
It's not her. Please, please!
Посмотри!
Look! She couldn't tear her eyes off the window as if it was a staring contest. Found the light switch with my hand. The lamp poured bright light all over me. I got up. My vision fooled me, moving toward the window closer only to push it further the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I took a hesitant step forward.
Оль,
Olya,
что там?
what's there?
Что-то случилось?
What happened?
Ты хочешь, чтобы я открыл шторы?
Do you want me to open the curtains?
Нет, не надо!
No, please don't.
Там же сова!
The owl's there. The voice was coming from behind. I turned around and froze from terror. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway.
С кем?
Who?
С кем ты разговаривал, братик?
Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulders. Her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer.
Я разговаривал с тобой. С тем, кто притворился тобой.
I was talking to you, to someone who pretended to be you. The ledge outside my windows creaked ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. And the thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, grow to scary heights under the light of a carnivorous moon. Please. Come closer, come here. Voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. Thing that was hiding behind my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house. And those don't bite, do they? Silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya's shrill scream when somebody had knocked on the window.
Она пришла за нами!
It came to get us. Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lit the whole room and went out, like a candle in the strong wind. The filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olya started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. And then an eye, burning with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. Their favorite word is carnivorous. No, it wasn't trying to break the window, it was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging above the abyss.
Уходи! Убирайся! Пошла прочь!
Go away! Get out! Shoo! She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arm like a pair of pinchers. Come closer. I barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot.
Скажи ей, Антон!
Tell her, Anton.
Скажи, что я больше не буду себя плохо вести!
Tell her that I won't be a bad girl anymore.
Никогда!
Never ever.
Только пусть она уйдет!
just wanted to leave. Please. The moonlight suddenly disappeared from the room, descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed this stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped toward the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest. Olia was standing behind me, mumbling, "I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good." The bleak window was creeping closer. Curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from our parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the ledge among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones Simeon took from me. How'd they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did that owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard at the foreboding clearing at the toothy forest. Not a soul. Not a trace of our late night guest. Only the old lamppost, dreaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulating tape and the stipes of glued newspaper. Opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with its little needles. The paintings on my walls moved from the draft. I touched my glasses. Sure, they would melt in my hand. They were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Simeon and his gang just pulled a prank on me. That was it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. But there were none. I cautiously took my glasses, my wrist still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness, full of restless writhing.
Вы почему не спите?
Why aren't you in bed? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out the window.
Совсем сдурели?
You out of your mind?
Жарко, что ли?
Did it feel hot in here?
Не болели давно?
Do you want to catch a cold?
Там сова была! Тоша ее прогнал!
The owl was here. Tosha chased it away.
А ну-ка марш спать к себе в комнату.
Go to your room immediately and get in your bed.
А с тобой?
And you. Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She's thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Olia by the shoulder, and left, throwing gloomy words my way.
Завтра поговорим.
We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressed in the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a death mask. Just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. And it wasn't Vova. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Simeon left for school in the morning of January 9th and never returned. Was wearing a dark brown sheepskin coat, a beige scarf, a black mink hat, and Alaska boots. Simeon. His photo was printed out and placed under the glass like an exhibition piece. Whoa. That's crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna save this really quick and then I'll give you some thoughts. This game does handle a lot of, like, really upsetting things. I do enjoy it, though. Like, it's a different story than anything I've ever played. So I do really enjoy that. But I do feel like it drags some of the interactions out, like, way longer than it needs to. Like, the suspenseful stuff of, like, when things are in the window, I don't need to be reading for 5 minutes before you show me that nothing's in the window. Like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this game a lot, but, like I said, it just has a tendency to kind of drag stuff out longer, and it kind of kills the tension for some of it. But anyways, if you like this, like it so I know to keep making them. And if you haven't already subscribed, that would be awesome. But that's where I'm going to call it for right now. And then when we come back, we'll do episode 3. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!